Hi guys, how are all of you? I hope you're well. Here I am with another makeup haul. I have to say, recently I've been going makeup crazy, and in particular in this video I'm going to show you the objects of my craziness for the past few weeks. And we are talking about palettes. I've been going palette crazy recently. I desperately wanted to get my hands on 3 of the palettes that I want to show you, and seriously, living in Europe, or at least here in Italy, getting my hands on these palettes was not an easy task at all. So especially since 2 of these were limited edition, and especially since I'm always so late on the bandwagon of whatever, and whenever I decide to finally get something, because it's limited edition, the whole thing is finished, and I'm like, duh, why didn't I wake up sooner? Anyway, let's just get right to it. The first palette I want to show you guys is the Smashbox Full Exposure palette. Now, for us girls here in Europe, let me just say that we have, fortunately, a Smashbox European website from which we can get all the Smashbox goodies we want to get, so no problem in that. I mean, in terms of, you know, taxes and customs and all those things. And yes, unfortunately, I have to say that the customer service of the Smashbox website totally sucks. I feel that the people that work there just have no clue of what's going on in the brand. I wrote an email asking them if they were gonna get the Full Exposure palette back in stock, because by the time I wanted to buy it, it was out of stock. And they replied saying that, oh no, it was limited edition, blah blah blah, you're not gonna have it anymore. And I don't know for what reason, a week later I said, oh, let me just go and check the website one more time, and boom, it was there. So I'm like, yay, I'm so happy. But I thought, geez, that customer service really sucks. So, I mean, don't trust them. If it's a limited edition, just keep going back to the website and maybe you'll find it again. So this is the palette, and let me just say that I really like this palette. I've heard controversial reviews on 2 of the palettes that I'm going to show you guys, but I have to say, I don't know if it's just me, but I kind of like them all. So let's just start with this one over here. This is what it looks like. It's black, it's sleek, it has that rubberized texture, just like the box is like the Nars packaging. Then when you open the palette, it has this beautiful full-size mirror, which is always convenient. And then this is what the palette looks like inside. On the upper row you have all your shimmers, and on the lower row you have all your mattes, and we go from warmer shades to cooler shades from what I understand. And yes, I have to say, when I received this palette, I opened it and my first reaction was, wow. I have to say, when you open this palette, the shimmer row really catches your eye because the bling is full bling. These shimmers are so beautiful, and if you don't like shimmers, stay away from them. But yeah, they're beautiful. I decided to swatch them. Obviously, when you buy a new palette, the first thing you do is swatch them. And after an initial wow, I went from wow to ah. Because when you swatch the shimmers, it's terrible. I mean, seriously, all you get is 0 pigmentation and just chunks of glitter. And I was so disappointed. The mattes are beautiful. I mean, creamy, buttery, soft, super pigmented. So no problem with the mattes, but I was so disappointed in the shimmers. But the next day, when I decided to try them, I was pleasantly surprised, because when I used the palette, I used this awesome double-ended brush by Smashbox, and this is a great quality brush. I really like it. This side over here I use for my crease color, and it's an awesome dupe for the 217, if not slightly better. And then on this side over here we have a flat shader brush that comes in 2 sides, and this side over here, which is the synthetic side, the synthetic bristle side, is specific for shimmers, and this stuff manages to pick up the shimmery eyeshadows so great, and it applies so beautifully on your eyelids. It's amazing. That's when I said, oh my god, I'm so happy that the shimmers actually work. They swatch terribly, but they actually work great on your eyes. So I mean, who cares about the swatches? And yeah, so I really love it. And then on to the second palette that I got this month. And this is definitely the palette that gave me most headaches among all of them. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about the infamous Nars Narsissist palette. Okay, this palette is currently unavailable in Italy. The Italian Sephora website does carry Nars, but I didn't seem to find the Nars Narsissist palette anywhere. When I decided to buy it, it was sold out on the European Nars website, obviously. I mean, if I'm so late, what can people do? And yes, I searched everywhere on every possible English cosmetic website that sells Nars. Nothing whatsoever. Urban Retreat does have a waiting list. I don't know how that's going. I did subscribe for that waiting list, but no news whatsoever. The French Sephora website did have this palette out of stock, but they still had it on their page. They still had a page for the Nars Narsissist palette, but no news on that front either. So I started looking at American cosmetic websites, and I ended up placing an order on the Nordstrom website, because for you girls that don't live in the States, Nordstrom ships internationally. But be aware that you will be paying a hell of a lot of money on postal service, shipping service, custom taxes. I'm not gonna say that I paid this palette twice its price, but almost there. I want to say an extra 3/4 of the price. Yep, I'm not ashamed to say it. Crazy. Totally crazy, but I really wanted it, also because I saw that my favorite person, one of my favorite people here on YouTube, Claire Marshall, had this palette, uses this palette so much, and she did an awesome tutorial, and I just said, no, I want this in my life. So yes, this palette received so many contradicting reviews. Some people love it, some people hate it. I saw videos of girls that actually filmed the video just to say how much they hate this palette, which is so sad. I think it's a pretty good palette. I mean, come on, we're talking about Nars, okay? We're not talking about just any makeup brand. Yes, it's true, Nars, some Nars eyeshadows are a total miss. I have Silk Road Duo. It sucks. That's all I have to say. It's the worst eyeshadow I've ever tried. I'm sure drugstore eyeshadows beat that duo like 10 times, 100 times. So that's true. I mean, I'm not saying that because it's Nars it has to be great, but the majority of eyeshadows in this palette is really great. It's really beautiful. They work well. And what else? I mean, if you'd had to buy every single eyeshadow in here on its own, you would spend way more money. So I thought, okay,
I'm actually saving buying this palette.
Duh, I just said it to make me feel better. Anyway, let me just show you what it looks like. So this is what the palette looks like. You're actually getting 15 eyeshadows, which is a pretty decent number of eyeshadows for a makeup palette. And the colors are all in the permanent line, except for one, which I will write down somewhere. And that's what sucks about this palette. I mean, if I had to say one bad thing about it, okay, maybe two, is that you don't get the names of the eyeshadows anywhere. So you either do some research online to get the names, or what I intend to do is actually write them down somewhere. So we'll see how that goes. And yes, I've been using this palette very often ever since I got it, and I have to say I'm finding it kind of difficult to use this. I mean, not because of the pigmentation, not because of the payoff, nothing about that, but I'm finding it kind of difficult to mix and match the eyeshadows. Colors that I think look great on the eyelid actually don't, and then colors that I think are great for the crease actually don't show up as I want to. So it's kind of, I need to still figure out, I need to play with all these eyeshadows a bit more, and I need to put them in different categories. Like, okay, this is the This is eyeshadows for the lid. These are eyeshadows for the crease. I know that there shouldn't be any rules. I mean, you could use whatever eyeshadow you want anywhere. But I mean, I go for the classic. I mean, I go for light shades on my lids, darker shaders on my crease. And with this palette, I'm in total confusion. I mean, if you have any tips of like what your favorite combo is in this palette, please let me know, because I'm a confused girl when it comes to using this palette. I mean, I'm seriously lost. But besides that, this is an awesome palette, and there's nothing I have to say about it. And then the last palette that I decided to get, and I have to say among the three, this is the one that I found most easily because I bought it from Beauty Bay, which has an awesome selection of everything, I have to say, of many brands. And this palette actually belongs to Too Faced permanent line, so it shouldn't be a problem for you girls who, you know, just decide now that you want to get it. So you should be able to get your hands on it. I think, I'm not sure, but I think it's in the permanent line. Anyway, what am I talking about? The infamous chocolate bar palette by Too Faced. And I have to say, among all these three palettes that I got, if I had to choose one, I would go for this one. For many reasons. Reason number one, the packaging is very cute. Yes, the Nars Narsissist is sleek, it's very thin, it's awesome if you have to travel, so I mean, it does occupy very little space. This is more on the chunky, plasticky side. I mean, it's pretty big, as you can see, but who cares? I mean, it's so pretty just looking at it. So that's reason number one. Reason number two is definitely the scent you get when you open the palette. I mean, seriously, chocolate. You open this palette and you just smell chocolate. And these eyeshadows are made of, I think, 100% cocoa powder, something like that. It's brilliant. I mean, every time I open this palette, I just feel like eating chocolate. I mean, not that I don't feel like eating chocolate throughout the whole day, but in particular, when I open this palette, my stomach starts to grumble. I mean, it's delicious. So, I mean, that's a bonus. I don't have in my collection something so original like this, so I like that. Reason number three, I have to say that this palette is very easy to use. The pigmentation of all the colors, matte and shimmer, is awesome. And combining the colors, mixing and matching them is so, I mean, easy. All colors work great among themselves. When I look at this palette, I know for straight colors that I know I'm gonna use for my eyelids, colors that are great as a transition color, colors that are great to put, you know, extra drama in the crease. It's just an easy, straightforward palette, and for me that's important. Like, you see, the Nars Narsissist gives me confusion when I open it. I don't know what to use, where to put it, where else. But this one's just so easy. I've been using it every day since I got it. Basically, I put aside the other two, and this is all I want to wear. And I love it. So yeah, girls, these are the three items that I was dying to show you guys. And yeah, it's just three palettes, but three very important palettes. Three very expensive makeup palettes, but I'm very happy that I got all three of them because I love all three of them. Some I love more. The Too Faced chocolate palette, I have to say, I really love a lot. But yeah, I don't regret buying neither one of them, so I'm very happy about that. I was actually hoping to receive a parcel today because I wanted to show you guys another two things that I bought, but unfortunately I don't have it, so I'm either going to include it in another video, or anyway, just what I got is a pack of the Ole Henriksen face wipes, recommended by Fleur de Force, and I read some awesome reviews on that. I read some awesome reviews on that product, so I really wanted to get my hands on it. And I also got the infamous Nukes lip balm. So yes, can't wait for that to arrive too. So yeah, that's all. I do intend to film a fashion haul very soon. I mean, I'm fed up of winter. So I've been buying some like spring items in terms of clothing, and I really want to show you guys. So, And that's that. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to thumbs up and don't forget to comment and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, bye bye.